Hello, good evening. I'm Paul. This is Dave. I am a beer drinker, and Dave here is a beer judge. And this evening we are bringing you our review of the Highwayman Pilsner by Roadhouse Brewing Company. See if I can turn the can into a blue from our blue light this time. Now this is another one of the results of me being out of state and seeing a bunch of beer we don't get here in Phoenix. So we're always looking to broaden our horizons that way. So I guess without further ado, we should get to the business at hand.
Yeah, so Pilsners, if you're familiar with them, they are a lighter beer. So lower alcohol, this one I think is at 4%.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot lighter than what we normally...
Yeah, so typically using Pilsner malt gives it a little bit more maltiness, but you're not finding those caramel notes typically.
Good head.
Yeah, really nice and carbonated.
Very
Great
clear.
head to them. Very clear. Champagne-like.
Good looking beer. I'll definitely give it that much. I'm going to kill that light so you're not too shiny.
Yep.
Not a strong smell.
But it has that reminiscent beer smell.
It's got a good smell though. I like the smell.
Yeah, not overly.
Little citrusy.
Yep, little citrusy. Catch that.
Touch of malt too.
Yeah,
Definitely.
but not overly malty. I mean, it's supposed to be kind of a real light smell.
Okay.
But they do a good job on really kind of hitting the mark, I think, on it.
I would agree.
Very pleasant.
And like I said, it's got a very nice head to it.
Yeah, I like that. It settles down real nice, but still enough to be able to drink through.
That is a good beer. It's a little light on the mouthfeel for me. The flavor could be stronger, but this is a good beer.
Yeah, no, I really like it. I'm tasting, and like I said, I don't know, they mentioned just noble hops, but it almost has like a Hersbrucker type taste to it from the hops, but it does have a good hoppy profile to it. So the bitterness is not overly bitter. So it's pretty well balanced to what a Pilsner is, which makes it, for me, really drinkable. But it does have a little bit of hoppiness of it above and beyond just like a standard lager would.
This is a dangerous beer.
Mm-hmm.
This is a beer that you could probably put a 6-pack away. And they don't come in 12 ounce. They're in 16 ounce cans here.
Mm-hmm.
And you could find yourself probably being pretty lit up before you realized it. And it is a 4% beer.
Yeah.
So
So it almost makes it nice because it is low in alcohol. That makes it really drinkable.
yeah.
Because it has this little bit of bitterness to it. It's got this little bit of maltiness to it, but enough of it to really kind of create some character to it and tell you that it's not just a cheap beer.
No, this would kind of reminds me or makes me think of it as like if this were a Budweiser that tasted good. I mean, that's basically what I'm getting out of this. This is I do like this beer.
Yeah. So it would be a really good example of Budweiser, let's say, took out all the corn and they refined their brewing process
And it laces.
Made it fresh and really kind of developed what they were doing. Obviously, they have branding, so they don't need to do that. But they're doing a good job on producing this for sure.
Yeah.
You know, it makes it really drinkable. I think they even call it on their can, which their can is great.
Crushable Pilsner.
It's a crushable Pilsner. So they're trying to invent their own style there. I love the recommendation here. It pairs with a cabin on the river, wild mushrooms, light fuse getaway.
Yep. And enjoy with people whom you love, make you laugh, and let you be you.
Nice. Yeah.
Apparently I can't read very well today.
Yeah, they're I like their attitude with it, and Oh, man, I'll tell you, it's really, really drinkable. It is a dangerous beer.
It is.
So
It is. I could find myself sitting down and just, if they had a draft house here in Phoenix or a place in Phoenix here where they could get it on draft, I could find myself sitting here sucking down 2 pitchers of this stuff
yeah,
before I
it's got a
realized it.
really good mouthfeel.
Yeah, it's
Really
it's
letting it
crisp,
swirl
it's
around.
refreshing, it's got good flavor, it's got a good aftertaste to it.
Mhm. I think it's because they didn't go too bitter. One of the challenges I have is sometimes a Pilsner will be too bitter, and then that whole like drinkability to it makes it a little bit more difficult for me. But this actually, it has that crispness to it,
Yeah,
refreshingness to it, and then it's just easy to drink because the bitterness is there to accent it, but not overwhelm it.
yeah,
Yeah,
it does have a nice body of flavors.
yeah, really well balanced. I like it.
I like it when a beer is a wild success that I wasn't expecting that much out of.
Yeah, no, I think this is really good. Probably hard to find,
Yeah, I think it's
unfortunately.
only like in Wyoming, Idaho.
Jackson Hole, Wyoming.
Yeah, that's where it's brewed.
Yeah, so that's a good ski area. Probably gets a lot of traffic from that.
But Jackson Hole, Wyoming's not to be confused with Jackson Hole, Florida.
Yeah, for
Little,
sure.
little further apart.
Probably more likely to go visit Jackson Hole, Wyoming than I am to visit Florida.
But, you know, the skiing isn't as good there in Florida either. So
I got good skiing around the corner, so I typically get that fix.
Oh, this is a good beer.
Yeah. So it'd be nice. Definitely one that I would recommend when it comes to having, getting a chance to have it. You might have to travel a little bit. I'm not sure really kind of where all they get
You
produced.
might be able to mail order. I haven't really looked into mail ordering a lot of
Yeah,
beers.
Roadhouse Brewing Company. I know they make a few other ones from what I was doing research on. But
I'm curious
a
to try
Wyoming
the
beer.
other ones.
Yeah, Wyoming beer. So it's got to be good.
Has to be, right? Anyway, you want to start doing our rating
Yeah.
here?
So, I mean, presentation wise, I like the color. It almost has like a white
Yeah.
color to it. It could be the blue lights kind of coming down on it. But it had a great head to it. Good smell. It wasn't overwhelming on the smell, but it was really, really pleasant.
The smell was subdued.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it up there with that. So I'm gonna probably give it a 8.5 on the presentation.
I'm on an 8 with that.
And you're on an 8.
Yeah, I'm at an 8. Part of me kind of wants it to be more clear.
Yeah, I could see that. There's a little bit of haze to it. I don't know if it's on the glass or
No, it's the beer.
the beer, and it could even be a chill haze. Sometimes as they warm up, when they clear up, it's kind of a different issue that causes that. But great to drink. Really, really like it. The taste, I think it's phenomenal. One of the reasons why I don't like Pilsners a lot is because they can be that overly bitter.
They normally just don't taste. A lot of them just don't taste good. They're
Yeah.
watery. They lack character to their flavor. They're just, they're in your mouth. They bite you and they're done.
Yeah, for sure. And what I like about this has a little bit of breadiness to it, which you'll find with a lot of Pilsner malt, but it's not overly bitter. They're not throwing things in there to like, oh, maybe someone will like this or maybe someone will like that. This is someone who really understands people who like Pilsners. They like it to be at about these levels, and we don't need to overdo it.
Well, the guy who's responsible for this apparently went to some famous beer brewing school, so clearly it shows in his product that he knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
So where are you at on the taste here?
I'm going to give it an 8 on the taste.
Really, I'm going to actually reverse you here and go with an 8.5.
Okay.
Because I do like this beer a lot. And like I said, it's a dangerous beer. I'd be worried to drink too much of these. I could see where drinking this beer, the taste is good. It goes down very smooth, very clean. I could just see where you find yourself elbows deep in it before you even realize how many you had. And I guess that's why they're calling it a crushable Pilsner, right?
Yeah. I would almost say that if you're an IPA person, you might really like it because it's obviously not going to be the same bitterness or the same hoppy character of an IPA. But what you're going to find is you're going to find a relative amount of bitterness,
I
a
would.
relative amount of floral to it from the
Yep.
hops, but you're also going to introduce into it some kind of character
A
that you're going
little,
to find with the Pilsner, which is that breadiness and
little bit
that
more full
Pilsner malt.
flavored.
Yeah.
Well, I honestly, like, if I had to guess, I'd probably put this somewhere around a 25 IBU just based on what we've been
Hmm.
doing so far with the channel. So
Yeah.
it's by no means not a bitter beer. It's got some oomph to it,
I
but
would,
not enough to overwhelm anything.
yeah, I would rather have this than probably a pale ale.
Really?
So if I'm going to put it up there, and I like pale ales, but I like pilsners, but I've never been a tremendous fan. But if I had the choice between this specific pilsner and a pale ale, and I'm in the mood for a little bit of that, I think I would go with this. It's really drinkable. It's really
No,
enjoyable. I
that's
think they've
good.
done a good job with it.
And I was killing the pale ales last night, so
Yeah, overall impression, I'm going to stick with an 8. Personal preference, obviously it doesn't fall right in line with my personal preference, so I'm just going to bring it down a little bit from that. I'm going to give it a 7 on my personal preference,
all right.
but I think that it's a really, really good beer, and I would certainly choose it over a lot of other beers that are also considered really good. I think they're hitting the mark on this one.
My overall impression on this, I'm going to be at an 8 with you on that. And as far as my personal preference, I'd actually go a 7.5 because there are a lot of beers that are good that I would drink this over. A lot of beers that I like that I would drink this over. Although it's not like exactly down my alley. I won't complain if somebody offers me one of these. I'll say something along the lines of, "Oh yes, you're very nice, and has anybody told you how smart you are? You know, thank you, I appreciate it."
So what I find interesting is that often Paul and I are like this: love it, hate it, love it, right? And there's a few styles, and I think this is one of them where we're both kind of in the same spot. This would be a good beer, hanging out with your friends, get a picture of it, and everyone's going to be happy with the results.
Yeah.
So good job, Highwayman Pilsner
From Roadhouse
Brewing Company. They got that really cool.
The pick 'em up truck. I would definitely say if you get a chance to check this out.
They got some cool stuff on the side here.
Let me know what you think. I actually really like this can too because the can's not too zazzy, too over the top, too crazy, but it's straight to the point, but still interesting.
It's a good one to remember too, seeing the truck on it.
Yep.
You see the truck on it, hey, that's that beer that I liked.
Yep. Well, at any rate, please like, subscribe, all that happy stuff.
Yeah, help us build our channel. So, and give us suggestions. We want to be able to help provide you guys what you guys want. I mean, this is kind of fun for us. We get together, every couple weeks and drink some beers, tell you guys what we think about it. But if there's some beers that you're thinking about that you're like, I wonder what that's like, let us know. Maybe we'll go out and pick it up.
Yeah.
And give a shot at it. We'd love to hear some of your guys' opinions. So tune us in on that.
Cheers.
Cheers.